Hello, the Astroflower family. Welcome back to the Astroflower channel. This is going to be a general reading followed by a sign in clarification of a general reading for July. So if you're already part of the Astroflower family, welcome. We do appreciate your support. So that's the overall energy that's gone down. Ace of Swords. This goes in line with what's been going on with my energies in regards to my healing over the last sort of week. I've done 50 hours of healing over the last week. It's been amazing. A little bit drained, but it's okay. I've been channeling that energy all the time and it's been absolutely fantastic. Met some absolutely beautiful people down in Provence, and I do thank you for being there. I will be having some healing sessions in the UK. If you want to get involved in that, well, there will be a link some point in the description below. Let's get on to the general reading. So this is a general reading for what's going on for everybody in the human race, as it were, over the next month of July. And we're going to be tying it into the Astroflower. So we've got in the center here, we've got the Ace of Swords. It's going from a transition from fire energy, internal fire energy, to internal air energy. So we're moving from the passion of the instant, of the now, and moving into the calculative mental side of tomorrow. That's what seems to be happening. Let's just get an overall feeling of the general vibration, what's going on with the human race. If you've been watching the weeklies, if you're part of the Astroflower family already and you've been watching the weeklies, I've been talking about these waves that have been coming through, and there's different ones for fixed, mutables and cardinals, and we can see these waves, but because everybody's involved in this, it's almost like there's several waves going on at the same time. Okay, so it seems like choppy waters. Now, choppy waters, for anyone who sails or who knows anything about the sea, choppy waters are two things. Basically, it's about what you're sailing above, what the seabed's like. If it's very smooth, it tends to be very consistent. If it's very rocky underneath, you can get a lot of choppy waters, but also it's got to do with the wind as well. So, and the other thing we can notice coming through, which you might be able to see, which I will put here, yeah, is that earth that we can see that comes through in this section here, but it's also coming through in this section here, and it is playing into here, which is going to move across, and this earth as well is moving across. So it's giving a certain constructive logic to the future. Let's just see what's going on the overall energy. Cutting the chaff from the wheat, cutting out the fat, cutting out the cancer on life, because we're going through cancer season. But it is a little bit like that. So, and they're not massive operations here. There's a lot of small ones, and I think that's what that choppy water is all about. It's sort of saying here that it could be a collective thing. So we might all of a sudden realise that we don't actually need money to live. And we might just be able to get along. That could well be it. That's a massive realization in the human race. But it could be actually a realization of kind of going, maybe we need to reevaluate how we use the energy of the earth. That could well be it on that sort of scale of sort of petrol and electricity and everything like that. It could also be very simple things like sort of the way we treat our neighbours, the way we treat our community, our friends and our family. And develop that sort of side of life. So it could be these little things, but on a personal level, and this is where we're going to go into the readings of the individual signs at the end of this general reading. So if you're watching this on an Aries, it'd be for Aries at the end, you'll see. Yeah. So it could be on a personal level. There's another thing that's coming through as well, is with these victories, will make the masks drop. So this could be, as I say, on a collective level, but it also could be from people that are around you or situations that are around you. So it could be, say, like how a local business is really, not treating the local environment very well. And that may be that mask that falls down. that sort of thing. It's like, you know, let's take an extreme example. We could say it's like a vegan restaurant serving beef. You know what I mean? It's that sort of thing, and people thinking, oh, it's a really nice restaurant and everything like that. It's really tasty, and I don't eat beef anyway, so I wouldn't know if beef is tasty. I haven't eaten it in 30 odd years. But anyway, yeah, so, you know, it could be that sort of thing. So it's a mask coming down. So here we go. We got the relationship side, and then here we've got the financial sort of side. These are the karmic messages for according to both sides, and this is the overall outcome for the month. So let's just go through here. Let's just get an overall reading. So it's a general sort of reading. I think on this side, certainly on the relationship side, let's just do the karmic message first. True value. That's what it seems to be. Aha. Okay, so stepping through a portal, celebration, a realization of what is real value. That is what is going to be happening. That's our understanding this month. That's what we got to understand this month. The true value of things. And this is on the relationship side. So it's a true value of those relationships that are around you. Let's just see how the universe is trying to sort of influence us. It's almost as if I think the universe is trying to make us understand that we're a planet that's attached to a sun, which is got lots of planets around it, so it acts like a cell, and that cell is in a bigger part of the body, could be like an organ, like the liver, whatever, and then that liver is obviously within a being, which we might call the big kahuna, or the big cheese, or dog in opposite. So, you know, it depends what you call it, but I think it's a realization of being part of something that's much more putting us in balance and in harmony with the universe that is around us in an emotional sort of sense. This is looking up to be a really nice month actually for us, for everybody, you know, as a collective sort of thing. It's really quite nice. So let's just see how the it's almost like as our ancestors are trying to sort of influence, like the human race that's been before us, that we've all been incarnated at some point in, how we're trying to advise our future self in a way. That's what it's trying to do on a physical sort of level within our relationships. Active, be involved, be part of it. Don't be stuck. That's what they're trying to get us unstuck. Maybe they're trying to get us unstuck to, a system that is just sort of like, swallowing us up collectively. That could well be it. It could be getting us unstuck from a narrative that's being shoved down our throats. This could be on an individual level as much as on a global or national level. So that's what our ancient guides, our ancestors are trying to influence us as a going forward. Okay, on this side here, this is how our ancestors are trying to influence the here and now. So really getting involved in what they've put into place over those generations before us to get to this situation where we are living at the moment. Open up. Be open to relationships. Be open to the community. Be open to saying hello to your neighbour, asking them if they need anything, or asking them to help you with something. Open up, I think. Judgment. This is really nice as well. So this is all about sort of ascending to something far greater, which is a great possibility within the human race. We have that. If you go into, let's say, caves around the world and you see cave drawings, you're never going to see, not of my knowledge, someone might know, so if they do know, put them in the comments below. I'd like to see it. But you never see cave paintings of humans fighting humans. It didn't exist. Why didn't it exist? Maybe we didn't have the bear to poke or the man to make, the man to pay. That could well be it. So I think this is, the human race here within regards to relationships and etc. has got a real opportunity to step out of that narrative or that paradigm that we've been in for years and generations and generations. And I think this is what the ancestors are trying to tell us as well. It ties in beautifully with those constant small victories and that new thing. And this is a real mental card. So this is pushing through to the future as we move into Leo by the end of the month, where we're going to get a lot more of that cardinal air coming in, which will be coming in right down this section here from Libra, which is this card here as well, which will be really influencing at the beginning of the month, the beginning of July. That's where the Libra energy is, and it moves over here. And as it moves over here, this is where we go through that portal now going forward. Let's just have a look what's going on the financial sort of side. Now, this is obviously very complicated for everybody. There's lots of things tied into it, various geopolitical sort of things, economical things, philosophical sort of things. But on an individual basis, we've all been through a tough time over the last sort of 2 or 3 years. And that may be weighing on us and sort of playing on our minds, as it were. Let's just see how the overall energy is going on for that. Let's see what's going on that side of things. I think this is more to do with the masks. As I said earlier on, the mask coming down. And it seems to be like history is going to bring down those masks. So all of a sudden, I think there's going to be maybe a case of realizations where we're going to realize, oh, what we've been told may not necessarily be the truth. I think that's going to be the case. That's what it looks like. So let's have a look what the karmic message is going on here. Accounts. Time to do the accounts. Time to draw the bottom line and see what's what. And that's what it seems to be. Sun, happiness, liberation. And that's what the bottom line's all about in the regards to finances. When you do your accounts and you draw that bottom line and then you say exactly how much money you've got, you can feel like let's say in your business or in your job or whatever, at the end of the month, you've got that money and you kind of think, yeah, I can now do things with it. And I think this is what this is realizing here. With the accounts, we can walk away from certain aspects and walk towards other aspects. And the Eight of Cups, she's walking away from that one cup and she's walking towards the sun. So I think this is what the karmic message is financially for us collectively. We've got to walk away from an old way of doing things, do the accounts, find out where all the money's gone and see who owes what and everything like that, and put everything squarely on the table so then we can all collectively move on and construct something a little bit more sort of solid and maybe even fair and and honest. Let's just see how the universe is guiding us here. It's like a wave. It's like a wave washing. It's like a tidal wave. It's like a tsunami, sort of saying, yeah, it's blowing out the cobwebs, all of that sort of thing. Oh, the Eight of Cups. I was just speaking to that. How mad is that? How mad is that? That's great. That is great. So she is walking away from that cup and she's walking towards the sun, which is over here. So, our karmic mission this month is really to sort of start enjoying the idea of our power of understanding and having control over our financial system and not allowing it to be governed by hissy fits around the world. This is our children's lives we're playing with here, people. And I think it's about time we grew up and started taking account for the situation. That's really good. So, the universe is, it's that wave. So let's just see what's going on the, how the ancestors are trying to, our past selves are trying to influence this moment on a physical sort of sense, with, on a physical sort of sense. Clean up your own backyard. I don't know if you know that Elvis Presley song. Clean up your backyard. Don't you try to... Anyway, not the rest of the words, but he talks about the idea of sort of make sure your own backyard is clean before you start complaining about the others. That's basically what it is. And it's sort of saying it's time to put to work clean up your own backyard. Being at one with who you are, I think, financially, being content with doing things. If you've got a company that is ruining people, animals, nature, then maybe it's a kind of sort of saying, okay, now I'm going to be with one with myself. I'm not going to go to that business. I'm not going to get involved in that business. We have a lot more control than we actually realize. Once we realize that whole sun, it's going to be brilliant. Let's just say you didn't agree with a political a company that does, let's say, I don't know, fast foods, which you normally go to, and you didn't like the way they did their policy. In that case, and the way they treat our children, and the way they treat our society, in that case, why don't you just go and buy some meat and start, or go and buy some vegetables and do your own veggie burgers or your meat burgers, whatever. I'm not going to ram anything down anybody's throat, but it's like that, and then that'll encourage that whole sort of community side of things. I think this is where, once we get together with ourselves and realize the power that we actually do have in our hands to take control of our financial situation on an individual level. Now that is really important. If you do it on an individual level, the collective will almost look out for itself. And I think this is the realization, and this is maybe what we've got to walk away from. That whole idea that the collective is running the show or running us individually. I think this is going to be a bit of a light bulb moment for everybody. Let's just see how the guides are trying to influence that in a way of mental sort of stuff and thinking and etc. Because you know, we're going to be moving on at the end of the month. We're going to be moving on where we're going to have water and earth going through here. Oh no, it's going to be earth and water, sorry, going through here. And with that earth and water, it's a very, very productive time. So once this wave has come through from the universe to get rid of all the stuff that we don't need, or that is actually being detrimental to the idea of the evolution of the human, and we start living our better selves individually through the idea of this could be brilliant, this could be such a beautiful place. Once we do that, I think on this side here, I think it's going to be very productive. So let's just see what's going on here. It's working together. It's understanding that this world wasn't built by one person, okay? And I'm not talking about the planet, I'm talking about the human aspect of it, yeah? You need to work with other people, it's, you know. So, yeah, so stop fighting. It's gonna, you know, the Five of Wands can be all about sort of fighting and conflict, but here I think it's a case of the individuals we need to stop fighting, and as individuals we need to reach for our higher self. That's what we need to do within the financial world, and walk away from that lonesome cup that kept us hypnotized for so long, for generations and generations. And I think the old ancestors are coming in and wanting to actually do this. Let's see what the overall outcome is for July. Absolutely blinding reading. This is really reflecting on all those healings I did this week as well. Absolutely amazing. Anything is possible until you place it against reality. So I could build a mansion. I could build a massive house with a lake and everything like that. But do I have the resources to make that? Probably not. I definitely don't actually. But then therefore, automatically, the idea of building that mansion stays a bit of a dream, could well come true in time, but at this present time, in reality, it is not feasible. So basically, it's now getting on and doing things that are possible rather than trying to running around after butterflies or dreams that are not going to come true, that keep us distracted from life. Yeah. Being centered within us, knowing our place within reality. And yeah, there is people who are not going to like it to start with, but they will come round because they will see the benefits of it all. Once we as individuals start applying ourselves to this future. Okay, and I really do think that July is a pivoting point. June has been really hectic. I don't know about you guys. It's been an amazing month. Really has been an amazing month. It's been an amazing year so far. But which we've done the readings on June as well, which you can see, and also for 2022, which you can see somewhere in the in our videos on our channel. If you're subscribed, obviously, you'd be easy to be able to find them, and that's one way of helping. Spread the message. Sharing this video on Facebook and stuff like that is helping you, actually. Is helping progress the collective, helping progress us as individuals to evolve and move on from what we've been living. So share this video far and wide, because this seems to be a really important message, and it's got to get out there. It's got to get out there for us. So we're going to be now pulling on your individual signs. And you will be getting 3 cards. How we interact with this whole message on the relationship side, on the financial side, and the overall energies. We're probably going to pull a card for the going future forward section as well. So so stay with us and for that. In the meantime, don't forget, please subscribe, click that bell. It really does help us out. Okay, so straight off the bat, Sagittarius, let's go through what's going to be coming up for you in July, according to the collective, but also for you and as an individual and stuff like that. You should be fully on into your summer during this period here, which means things are going to be moving along really nicely. Should be quite busy. You might even not even see this transition at this present time. You might well see it, might do in October. We'll see that in the monthly reading in October. But for this time being, you might have so many things going on that you may not be observant of what the changes are actually happening that is going on around us, according to the Astroflower rhythms. If you're part of the Astroflower family and you've been following us some time, you surely be coming into those rhythms now. So you should be in full sunshine of enjoying life. Okay, let's just get what the overall reading is here. So the overall reading here is being that sun that the society should be walking towards. That's what it seems to be. Every sign has had their own particular position to play, their role to play within this pivoting moment, which seems to be in July. And your role is being that sunshine, that almost, being that star, creating a dream for the rest of the world to live up to. So really nice. Seems like a really nice sort of energy. That's what goes on the relationship side. You're a honeypot for honeybees, I think. That's what it seems like. In a way, you might well be stuck because you're there, you're shining like you're like the sun. It's like in relationship side, it's being the honey for the honeybee. Page of Wands. Page of Wands, being the start of the journey, being that passion. Within your relationship, it could be within your couple, this could be within your family or your friends. You could be that almost like there's a movement going on. As there's a movement going on, that change is going through society, that change starts sort of happening, and you could be that sort of that fuel. That's what the word I'm looking for, sorry, that fuel for going forward. And it's come on then, people, let's do it, let's just have fun. Let's just, come around for a barbecue. Let's do this, let's do that. There seems to be a lot of initiating that you seem to be doing to discover about your joy of being with the world around you. Okay, let's just see what's going on your money side of life as well. This is a similar sort of thing to this. So it all seems to be to do with you've got to shine. That's what it seems to be doing. You want to shine for a brighter tomorrow. And to do that, you're going to really push, your business, your job, your projects. You're really pushing it forward, trying to make for a brighter future of being the star of today. That's what it seems like. The moon. So, the moon. Uncovering the unforeseen. So as we unify this new way of doing things, I think within money and this realization that the world or the human race seems to be going on, and we're getting the first shoots of the new paradigm as it comes through, you're going to be shining your light, so exposing, and this is what the moon does, it shines at night in order to, so we can see things that normally would not be seen at that time. But the shining of that moon comes from that sun. So basically, it's tied into that whole karmic mission or message within financial sort of saying, well, sort of saying, we can do this. And it's sort of saying, with people sort of saying, we can't do this, I haven't quite got enough money. And you'll be kind of going, well, look, if we do this, that means we don't have to spend that money there. We can do that. And then therefore we got the money to do this, to do the thing you want to do. And I think that's what it's exposing, basically, the hidden possibilities of tomorrow. That's and it's going to be a very joyful experience. You're going to really feel, you're going to become a star. It's just the way it goes. So let's see what the overall energy is here. This seems to be the sun. This seems to be that victory, that clear thinking of the Ace of Swords, which is playing, it's almost like shining a light, a little torch through it's like a lighthouse. You got a small light. Okay, that is pretty powerful, but it goes through these lenses to make it really bright and shine out and be really a laser sort of thing. Seven of Swords. Loads of people are getting the Seven of Swords. I think this is the third sign in the road that's got the Seven of Swords. It is playing smart, having that laser thinking of that lighthouse, as I said, of having that, shining that light forward. And as you do this, you put things in the dark. So it's playing smart by putting things in the dark, using that moon, putting things in the dark that could actually be conflictual for the future. So people will just follow the light and go forward. As you shine like a star, shine like that clear thinking that's coming out of that, the general overall energies of the human race at the moment, you're going to be able to be really smart by sort of saying, this is what we need to concentrate on. And being that voice of wisdom to the rest of the world around you, which gives clarity and direction to everybody, which is really nice for you. But playing smart, being really smart about this. Don't get confused. Don't get distracted on your pathway. Yeah, shine your light on your path and follow it. Be that star of tomorrow, okay? So, let's see what the overall outcome is here. I think you're going to realise that there's lots of things possible, and I think you're going to realise as well that actually happiness comes from various different things. It doesn't just come from one goal. It comes from several goals, and you seem to be getting success in lots of different areas, basically, which is going to make you feel overall that it's like watching a firework display. There's not one firework that makes the display. It's a collection of fireworks and how it goes together. And this what seems to be happening for you. Page of Pentacles. Now that's also come up low. So you've got a page here and you've got a page here as well. So it is, those multitudes of success, which is going to provide the understanding of what you do with that success. What do you do with those lots of little victories, which comes from the Ace of Swords and played smart through the Seven of Swords, and then gives you the seeds for tomorrow to plant for future security and well-being. How are you going to do it? What are you going to do with this success? How are you going to push it forward? So I think there is an underlining thinking that's coming through this month, and by the end of the month you're going to start saying this is working, this is working, now what am I going to do with this? How am I going to progress this on? Which is really good, because that's going to help the collective as well. With this realization, this ascension moment, and being our better selves is going to provide those pentacles, which people such as Sagittarius are going to take it and kind of going, do you know what we could do with this? We could plant this one. Rather than eat this and a piece of bread, we could plant this one so we can get more seeds back in the future. And I think this is this wisdom coming through you, Sagittarius. You're a fire and air sign, so you do have that mental aspect, huge amount of mental aspect at your base, and you do think about a lot of things. But then you do. This is the thing. If you're not doing something, you're not in a good way. And if you're not doing anything, in this case, this month here, you should be really just doing whatever. Just doing it, whatever it is. I wouldn't worry about its eventual success, because you're going to get general successes as you do things. That's what it seems like. So there you go, Sagittarius. If you've already been part of the Astroflower family, I do thank you for the support that you've been giving us. It's been much, much appreciated. Obviously, your weekly readings will be coming out on the Saturday night every week. You'd have to be subscribed and click that bell in order to get notifications on it, because YouTube's not really helping us at the moment. Don't know why, because I love YouTube. I think it's a brilliant platform, actually. I think it's a really good way of communicating and allowing people to communicate. It's absolutely brilliant. And I would like to be part of the, the going forward success of YouTube. If YouTube sort of stays in that sort of way, but it doesn't seem to be helping us at the moment. So any sort of sharing of this video, liking, subscribing, and obviously clicking that bell will be hugely appreciated. All of those of you who are already part of the Astroflower family, and I do thank you enormously. In the meantime, Sagittarius, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.